What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Postgame. Presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download their app and use promo code CHGO when you do.
Woo!
Duh.
Yeah.
I'm Pat. You can follow me at Bulls_Pack on Twitter. This is my guy, Big Dave. He is at BOW, B-A-W-L Sports. That's Joey with the backup vocals. He is at Joey Spathis.
Joseph.
And our guy, Will Go Golly, will be joining us from the United Center later on in tonight's post-game show. Listen for that sound. That means
Bulls win!
Is on the way. The Bulls do win, Joseph. 121-112. And who didn't see that coming? Of course the Bulls won this game.
Of course.
Of course they do. Every time you think this team is broken and stupid and pointless and I hate them,
Yes.
they go out and do something like winning against the hottest team in the NBA.
Yes.
The fully healthy Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
Handled them.
Handled them. It's what 6-1 against the top teams in the East is the Chicago Bulls
Milwaukee,
team.
Boston, Brooklyn. 6-1 against those three teams.
6-1 is insanity.
What the hell are we doing here, Harry?
Man, dude, but they needed it. I tell you this, they needed that victory after what they just went through with Cleveland in both of those games. They needed a victory, and to do it against Brooklyn, who had won 13 in a row.
12 in a row.
You needed to get this against them, and they wanted to come in and win this game, like we talked about in pregame after the Bulls gave it to them on their home floor back in November. They wanted to come in and get this win. Bulls would not let them. Six players in double figures, your entire starting five in double figures. How awesome of a stat is that, ladies and gents? And so, of course, if they won, that means they shot 40% from three. Yes, they did. 8 of 20, right on the damn dot.
It's not a lot.
40%.
Not a lot of makes.
Not a lot of makes at all.
It is 40%, though.
But it counts. Cling! Put it on the stats. It counts. They're 40% from three. They're on point, man. But the player who carried them, man, the one who carried them was the one who's never carried them yet. But we wanted him to carry. We want him to have this and to carry it on. I know me and Matt damn sure do, and that is Patrick Williams. Yes, Joseph.
Yeah. I mean, that's big. We were sitting here in pregame talking about Pat's response at morning shoot-around today of that key, goof up he had not boxing out Mitchell on, yes, the lane violation, but violation or not, he didn't box out Donovan Mitchell, and Bulls fans were jumping down Pat's throat last night or Monday night, and to a point, I think rightfully so. This is a heck of a way to respond.
Yeah.
Because we've also seen in some of these recent games, like that game where the Bulls started with just 3 Patrick Williams buckets out of the gate, 2, 4, 6 points, all Pat. Yeah. And then he finished the game with like 9, right?
Yeah.
This, right when he got his 9th and 10th points of the game early in his first quarter, I was like, oh my God, Pat's got 10 points. What did I say to you? He's going to finish the game with 10 points. No. Credit to Pat, who stayed aggressive all night long and finished with 22. A season-high 22. And on a night when the Bulls finally cut that shit out of letting their opponent get 2 chances to score every time down the floor. And I believe, last I checked late in the game, they had only surrendered 5 second-chance points to the Nets on 5 offensive rebounds.
Awesome.
Pat, 7 defensive rebounds.
Wow.
More of that, Pat, but nice game from him tonight.
And also tried to end the life of a Nets player by going up and trying to dunk all over him. Tried to end his days right there. He did that, ladies and gentlemen. It was a special thing to see. But, yeah, man, I enjoyed the way he played. Even the first he got, it's like he got off to a nice rhythm, from the 3-point line. 3 or 4 from 3. He got up to that nice rhythm from there. And from that point on, we saw him getting to the bucket. We saw him cutting, which is something I've watched him do his rookie season, which I thought he was solid at, that he just for some reason stopped doing. We saw him cutting to the basket a little bit more. I saw him using his speed to get down the floor. There was a pass that DeMar DeRozan was trying to throw to him where he actually ran the floor perfectly on a perfect angle, but it just went. He tried, but it went off the foot of one of the Nets players. That would have been brilliant, easy for Patrick Williams, man. But I just really enjoyed the way he played, and at the same time, he's guarding Kevin Durant on top of this, and Durant is doing Kevin Durant things. What do you have, 44, if I'm not mistaken? But he did in special things, man. So he did the best he could. And that's the only thing you can do against great players like that is try to match them. If he's going to have 40-something, all right, well, try to get 30. That's all you could do. And so getting that 22 and 7 and going to the free throw line, ladies and gents, 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
Did that match his career total of free throw attempts?
I'm going to look that up because you might be right.
Damn.
But, man, dude, that is huge for a team that only gets it from one person, and that's DeMar. They don't call it for Zach LaVine. They don't give him that. So to get it from Patrick Williams is awesome. That is good stuff, and I hope that continues going forward, for real.
Bull Don't Lie asking, is this the night it finally clicks for Pat? Will he stay aggressive all game from now on? Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I have no faith based on history to believe that all of a sudden this means that Pat's going to start being more aggressive and playing out of his mind. But, I mean, we haven't seen this kind of balance from the Bulls offensively a lot this season.
True.
Occasionally it'll happen, and when it does happen, the Bulls win.
Yeah.
When their offense is balanced and Pat plays a bigger role and Io plays a bigger role and the bench plays a bigger role, balanced offense leads to wins more so than DeMar and Zach going my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn.
Right.
And look, I mean, DeMar still was king in the fourth down the stretch of that game, hitting some tough pull-up mid-range shots the ways that DeMar does.
Right.
But the Bulls built that lead and protected that lead with balance offensively.
Absolutely right, man. And real quick, Patrick Williams only had, 8 shot attempts? Which was so to get 22 on 8 shot attempts is really, really damn solid.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you mentioned the balance. And as we talked about earlier, the 6 players in double figures, you saw how it went. It started with Patrick, and then DeMar would get his. And then it was like, oh, yeah, Vooch is the biggest person on the floor. How about we get the ball inside to him and let him do some things? So they got him the basketball. Then Zach LaVine tried to contribute where he could because he didn't really have it tonight. I will say the 1-3 that he hit tonight, guess what it was, ladies and gentlemen? A catch and shoot.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Not that hard.
It's not that hard at all. But he contributed where he could. Also having the 5 rebounds and the 4 assists and 2 blocks for Zach LaVine as well. So he tried to contribute where he could because I thought that's the other place they wanted, Matt, was on the defensive end. And you know the Bulls are awesome when they can get those steals or blocks and get out running in transition. We saw Ayo Dosunmu do that late in the game, man, with a huge transition bucket after getting that steal. We saw it after he missed the layup, and they come back down and they scored the 2. He went right back down the floor, got a bucket. Then we saw him come down, get a steal on Curry, and when he got a bucket on that. So, yeah, like it was a team victory for the Bulls, and that feels good to say, honestly. Like it's not just one-sided. Everybody put in on this, man. Everybody put in on this, and it worked out well.
Flip side, Bulls brought Kyrie back down to his flat earth.
Hey.
I will never not enjoy people making fun of Kyrie for being a flat earther. Freaking moron. Meanwhile, Manuel with the super chat saying, so we back? Question mark.
Bulls
I'm a
fans,
little
I love
hype?
you.
Question mark.
I love you, Bulls.
Shout out to Manuel, who's always an optimist in the
Always,
comments.
man. Shout out
Every
to
Bulls
fans.
W means we're back.
We're back.
Another quasi storyline, and it's funny. Like Stacy and Adam were talking about it on the broadcast because they got called out by NBA refs on Twitter earlier today after the embarrassment that was those 2 games against the Cavs. Embarrassment, by
Be ashamed.
by NBA officials.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Ricky in the comments saying, so we can beat teams when the refs aren't, eggplant bicycle?
Dick riding.
Thank you, young Joseph.
Joseph.
I was trying to, I know what the eggplant emoji
You wonder why
The
usually
youth
means.
pays off a couple times here for me.
That's right. The youth pays off a couple times here for him. He is absolutely correct. He is absolutely right.
No, you know what? I'm going to stick with the refs weren't eggplant bicycles tonight.
Thanks, Dad.
And look, the Bulls did have the edge in free throw attempts tonight, 29-21.
Yes.
There was that one ridiculous tee that they gave to Dragic, who just looked at a ref after getting fouled and not getting a call on it.
Yeah.
And the ref was like, oh, how dare you look at me, sir.
Yeah.
Here's a tee.
You saw a couple of those fouls that were not fouls that the Bulls got. And I guarantee you, though, that was a little bit of how's your father right there. That was a little, we looking out for you. Because a couple of them, I'm like, those are not fouls. Like, what do y'all call it right here? But I get why you're doing it. You know, the flagrant foul for DeMar DeRozan, who smacked the shit out of Ben Simmons across the face.
Damn.
I mean, it wasn't even close. He smacked him, bro.
Smacked him in the head.
Smacked him right across the head. He said, smack him in the head.
Okay, so verbal abuse?
Yeah, he had no issue, dog. And he hit him like that. And the ref was just like, oh, no, it's regular. Regular foul. You saw Jacques Paul on the sideline like, what? What are you talking about, dude? Like, no, that was a definitely flagrant foul. They didn't call it. Bulls got one of those calls tonight. But, yeah, all around just a really solid game. I mean, even Derrick Jones Jr. also contributed very well off the bench for the Bulls with his 8 points. Dragic was definitely out there doing his thing, 6 assists for him. So, yeah, everybody got in and did what they were supposed to do. And Kobe White in the fourth quarter hitting that big three as well.
Huge.
For him, man. So, yeah, everybody really contributed and did what they're supposed to do. And it's just awesome to see, man. I'm just excited looking at these rebounds. Look at that. DeRozan with 7. Patrick Williams with 7. Vucevic with 13. Zach had 5. And Dosunmu had 7. Like, dude, that's how it should be. You're supposed to be rebounding by committee out here. We know Vuce is going to get his 13. That's going to happen. What's everybody else doing? This is why we always get mad at Patrick Williams when he's got 2 rebounds. Like, no, bro, we need you to get rebounds. It's not that we know that you big enough to get them. We need you to get them, man. And he was aggressive, like you were saying tonight. It was great. Yes, just a team love is what I got for everybody. Just a lot of love for the entire team. They played well.
They did. I mean, it's a heck of a response after 2 brutal losses.
Yeah, man.
The way that they lost those 2 games to the Cavs.
Tough. Tough work.
Let's talk about Vooch for a second, shall we?
Sure. Absolutely.
Because, I mean, you mentioned his rebounding just now, but also part of that Bulls balanced offense, 21 points on a very efficient 8 of 12. Those who don't believe in Vooch's three-point shooting might like seeing that he was only 1 of 3 from
there you
the
go.
three-point line tonight.
You like that?
That means his work that he was getting done inside, he was 7 of 9. Okay. Look, I noticed Stacey King, our guy, yet again tonight. At one point, the Bulls had a kick out for an open 3. I can't remember if it was Kobe or Io, but it was somebody. I think it was Kobe because it was like, yeah, no, that's the right shot.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, you got to get it into Vooch. I think sometimes Stacey's a little too obsessed with that. However, tonight, Vooch went to work in the post. Yeah. It needs to be a part of the offense. It doesn't need to be run through Vooch in the post. You don't need to hammer it to Vooch in the post every other time down the floor. But when that part of the Bulls offense is working, this team is so much more lethal.
No question about it. It gives you an inside game, which frees up the outside game. It's simple math. Like when a guy is out there dominating in the paint, guess what? Teams are going to start collapsing on him. Who's good at passing out of those situations is Nikola Vucevic, finding the open man. He's great at that. That's what he does very, very well, which is why I want more shooters, which is why I want more catch and shoot from Zachary LaVine. So even when people talk about Zach LaVine coming off screens, it don't have to be that. He don't have to run off screens all day. It could be Vooch dominating in the post and teams doubling up on him finding him for the wide open 3, cash money as an Army, better yet a Navy. He can do those things, man. So, yeah, man, like Vooch was awesome. Like, and I love the early recognition of it, though, Matt, with them not discovering late, like, oh, man, we need to get him the basketball. Like, no, as soon as things started to get a kind of a lull going, and they started dwindling. The lead started kind of, dwindling, going down a little bit. They're like, nope, ball inside.
Right.
And it started with a pass from DeMar DeRozan. This was in the second quarter. A pass from him inside to Vooch. And I was like, that's a really tough angle to throw that pass. But then I saw it was a tiny person on him. I was like, oh, that's why he threw that pass in there. He was like, we're getting it into Vooch. That's what we're going to do. You got to get the big man involved, man. And I'm glad they're finally coming around to that realization. And I just wanted to be more consistent. And you're right. It doesn't have to be all the time, like Stacey is stating. But it just does have to be more consistent. It can't just be 3 plays and then we're like, all right, we're done.
Right. On that one kickout play that Stacey had an issue with, Mark, our guy, Mark K in the comments saying, correcting me, it wasn't Kobe or Pat. It was or Kobe or Io. It was Pat. It was a dead open Pat corner 3. I threw my phone through the wall when he started crying about it. That was the right play. I think there is still that part of the older generation of NBA players, guys that we watched growing up when we were kids, Stacey, Kendall, Will, who, when they see a guy pass up a potential shot at the rim for a shot outside behind the three-point line, it breaks their brain.
Yeah.
Because that's not the game that they played.
Sure. Because you see easy.
Right.
You see easy 2. These are easy 2 points. And it's about getting the buckets. What's the best bucket you can get? And in today's NBA, it's the three-pointer. They feel that's the best bucket. Difference is, though, with his team, they don't shoot threes well.
Yeah.
So I can understand why Stacey feels like that. They don't shoot threes well at all. So he's like, well, this dude does that good. Like, why would you not keep doing that good and go do what they do okay?
Yeah.
I completely get that, like, for real. But it's hard for him to pass up somebody that wide open. And knowing how Pat was cooking as well, I don't mind him getting a shot, you know what I'm saying, like that.
Right.
We saw Ayo wide open on that baseline 3. We thought he was going to hit that clutch one, and we all freaked out when it just rimmed out of there, man. We really wanted that for him. But, yeah, so I get it, man. But it all has to go into Vooch, though, man. You have to do it. Just please continue to do it. And, again, I know the Nets don't have a lot of size. I get that. Claxton is pretty much their only size down there. But I feel all that. But Vooch is good not just against people he's bigger than.
Yeah.
He's good against whatever center you're throwing out there, because this is how you become an all-star, multiple-time all-star.
Right.
How you get contracts is because you're good at basketball. So, yeah, I just wanted to be more consistent. That's all I want to stress.
Real quick before we take our first break here, both Cosmic Keys and Niles in the comments giving some credit to Ayo for that chase down block on Kevin Durant.
Pretty.
Holy smokes.
I want a
that
picture.
Was gorgeous.
I hope somebody got a photo of that, man.
We got to bring that to the Louvre also.
Yes.
That's
coming to the
Hello, Louvre manager. I have something for you to hang.
Dave said he wants the Warden graphic for Ayo. I don't have it yet, but we do have.
Careful, Kyrie. You might fall off the edge. Dumbass.
Joey is
Really don't like Kyrie at all, so I had
Joey,
to.
No,
man.
thank you. You and I are like mind in that department. We had our Kyrie conversation on this show earlier this season when he was
Joey's ready.
saying some things.
Joey is ready, bro. Joey be ready.
Love that. What a gorgeous flat earth that is.
That is pretty damn gorgeous flat earth, sir.
Kyrie can sail off the edge for all I care. Yeah, but back to Ayo. Just like, speaking of the Bulls starting 5 having a very well-rounded and effective game together, 17 from Ayo.
Yeah.
He's been kind of struggling offensively a little bit recently.
Yeah.
He takes those opportunities to get an easy layup in transition. I mean, I say easy because he makes it look easy. It's actually incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But when he just has those burst of speed moments and goes, but everything other than that recently, as far as the Bulls offense, Ayo just sort of seemed a little out of the flow, out of sync, out of rhythm. But tonight, he was very much in rhythm with this Bulls team offensively and what they were doing. And as you were talking about earlier, also was one of those guys chipping in on the boards.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Rebound.
That's a great point, man. Like, he's finding where he belongs and where he fits, within that starting lineup, and just being out there on the floor. I mentioned this a few weeks back, because it seems like he discovered, okay, there's a lull going. I got the ball. I can go get to the bucket anytime I want to, because I'm one of the fastest people on the court. Let me go ahead and catch these teams sleeping and get to the bucket and get an easy 2. And it's really hard to stop him when he gets to the bucket for his layup. He's got really awesome layup, man. He did well. Like, he really is discovering that. And I like that when players start discovering go-to moves. That's a go-to move now for him. Team slacking. They just went on a 6-0 run. They feeling themselves after that 3. Pew! I'm down the floor. Layup. All right, we good. So, yeah, then immediately playing defense right after that. You know what I'm saying? You taking the ball out the net, he's right there in your ass because he's the warden. So he's trying to lock you up. So I really like that he's finding himself, as a player. The only thing he got to get that 3 more consistent, because then he'll be back-breaking. You know what I'm saying? After that, he'll be clutch guy. He starts getting that done. I don't know how you feel about this, but do you want to see that kind of pick-and-roll game he has with Vooch in the post, like kind of close to the basket, where he runs that little pick-and-roll, hits him with that little bounce pass?
Yeah, little bounce pass.
Yeah. I haven't seen that a lot more.
No, and it's good. It works.
Yeah.
I feel like when we've seen that this season, it's very effective.
Yeah.
And it also, I think, is great practice for Ayo, who at some point down the road, maybe the not too distant road, might be this team's like legit for real starting point guard.
I mean, it might be a thing, y'all.
This team needs a legitimate starting point guard.
And you know who he wrote?
Figuring out whether or not Io is that guy would be a good thing to do.
He rolls with CHGO, just in case you.
That's our guy,
ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna go eat some baguettes with him in Paris.
He's our guy-o.
Hey.
Trying to get that one to catch on, but
Good effort.
That was a heavy sigh.
I'll allow the effort. I'll allow the effort.
All right, we got to take our first break here. While we're reading some ads for y'all, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you're watching with us on YouTube. We appreciate it.
I see it, Joey. Io's our guy-o. I see it. I see it.
Io. He's our Io.
No, I saw the graphic. I saw the Io's our guy.
He's our guy.
I see it. I see it. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's a new year, but it's the same nonstop NBA action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NBA, our official betting partner at CHGO.
That's us.
And if you're signing up new to DraftKings, you can place any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins with promo code CHGO. $200 from a $5 moneyline bet. That's unbelievably awesome value. Plus, everyone can take a shot at scoring even bigger payouts with the DraftKings same game parlays. Just combine multiple bets from the same matchup, like who will win, total points scored, how many times Grayson Allen's going to be a douchebag. Whatever you want, throw them into one parlay bet and win big. I heard he hit a buzzer beater tonight, so.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
in OT of that Bucks game. Just remember to use that promo code CHGO when you sign up. And our DraftKings King of the Game, gentlemen.
Who shall it be?
I believe it's our first timer. It's a first timer.
Hey,
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams.
Sir, Patrick Williams.
Yes, welcome, sir. We have been waiting you. We've been waiting his.
Tied for the team high in points scored.
Yes.
Did work on the glass. Did his best against Kevin Durant. And look, I think you mentioned it earlier in postgame. Like, yeah, Durant dropped 44 tonight on ridiculousness. 15 of 22.
Yeah.
5 of 10 from 3. 9 of 9 from the free throw line. And even still, you're like, yeah, but Pat had some good defensive possessions again. Yeah. There was one time down where Kevin Durant just dribbled through the entire defense, hit a ridiculous step back mid-range jump shot with like 3 Bulls defenders in his face. Yes. And I said to you, that dude is a cheat code.
Yeah, like and I remember because you were like, yeah, good defense, yeah. Oh my God,
right.
Like, this dude is a cheat code. Like, it's nothing you can do about it. Like, he's one of those players you just shake your head at.
Yeah.
You're like, all right. Like, nothing you can do, man. You're not even mad. You're just like, wow, this dude is great.
That's why they call him a Slim Reaper, man.
Slim Reaper, man.
That dude is death.
Yo, I was just laughing at when Joey played that horn. I was like, that was like the officials making a late call. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it felt like. That's what I was
70 seconds later. We are calling a foul. May I have your attention, please? Unroll a big ass scroll that rolls along the floor. Kevin Durant will be shooting 2. We humbly request your presence and attention at this late whistle. Thank you and good day. Technical foul. For the guy looking at me in the corner.
T for you. T for you, sir.
NBA refs are wild in this season.
They are wilding out.
But that is a shout out and a howdy do congrats to Patrick Williams, our DraftKings King of the Game. Promo code CHGO, DraftKings Sportsbook.
That's what it is. Matt Peck?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Game time. Who?
You see that? Nobody embodies it more than that. He feels that. See what I mean? He really feels that. That's a positive hat throw.
That's
a positive hat throw.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew hat throw.
Yes, it is, man.
I haven't had any Mountain Dew.
Oh, man. And you could be jacked up at the game, too, and save you some money because you get these game time tickets, that hottest new ticket in sight. That makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. Have you ever dreamed of sitting in that seat you thought you never could? 50-yard line, courtside, behind on play, floor seats at the concert. It's possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never, ever buy. You won't find a better deal this season to go see the beloved Chicago Bulls. Created by the fans and for the fans, just like here at CHGO. And Game Time guarantees you, your pretty little self, the lowest price out there. So, if you love CHGO,
and we know that you do, because Joey is busy.
I think you'll love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description, and that is after or even before you hit that thumbs up and show us that love right there. Let's get them likes going up, guys. Hit them likes up there and join the 15 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app and score the best seats to all your favorite events. Because Joseph Spathis, what time is it, sir?
Game time. Ooh.
He felt that.
Yes.
Yes. Well done, sir. He said, welcome to your line of free throwing.
Meanwhile, our guy Mark in the comment just said, sometimes I wonder why I'm friends with these guys.
Yeah.
It's no mystery, Mark. We're delightful as hell.
Yeah.
And you know
awesome.
it.
I'm trying to make a Warden graphic. There's not really like a typical.
Like I said, I don't need it.
I'm just saying
tonight,
there's not really a typical like outfit that a Warden wears.
so
It's just
the
kind of
first
like
take
it's kind of just
your
like
time.
a suit.
The first thing I
Research it.
think of when I think of the word or hear the word warden is the warden from Shawshank.
Correct.
But I don't necessarily like that fit as like Io's defensive nickname because that dude sucks.
Correct.
And he loses at the end.
Mm-hmm. What I'm thinking of when I think of Warden is usually a guy in the suit, but he's got the cowboy hat.
Right.
And he's also got the toothpick there. You know what I'm saying as well. So you can be that, you know what I'm saying, kind of Warden also.
Oh, like the guy from the Longest Yard remake.
Yeah.
More of a southern vibe.
Yes, he was
to
more.
him.
That's what I think of when I think of Warden.
Yeah, that makes
or if
sense.
you want to go get some inspiration, Joe, you can go back to
Oh,
the
Josh just
to
said from the
extra
Longest Yard.
old. Yes.
Thank you.
You can
Well,
go
what
to
can
the
I go
extra
to?
old Eddie Murphy movie from 48 Hours when he had the cowboy hat on with the toothpick and said it's a new sheriff in town. You can go to that one and get some inspiration too, man. But yeah, usually a cowboy hat is how I see it. With a nice
I'm gonna
suit
figure
on.
it out. Like
I know,
Io
take
with the
your
big
time.
with the big set of keys.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust you, Joey. I know you're gonna do something dope, man. I ain't worried about it, baby. Warden, lock him up. Clank, clank. That's what he do. I the sumo, baby. The
Clank,
Warden.
clank, clank, clank is great.
Clank, clank. That's what he do.
That's what,
Now,
the
the sumo,
that's
man.
what the trolley do also. Isn't that right, Joe? All right, y'all. Before, I know we got some super chats. We'll get to those coming up in just a minute. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Derrick Jones Jr., who I thought gave the Bulls really solid minutes off the bench tonight. He only played 13, but like he was a perfect 3 of 3, including some difficult finishes on a couple of lobs from his old pal, Goran Dragic.
Yes.
I mean, just had a positive impact on the game, made a couple of heads-up plays on the defensive end, and just gave the Bulls some timely buckets when they were just kind of protecting a narrow lead there in the middle of the game, the second quarter and the third quarter.
The timely buckets and the solid defense, because that block he had
Whew.
was just absolutely ridiculous and dumb. I thought he would get more time tonight. One, because the Nets play small.
Yeah.
But two, because, I don't think Drummond is fully ready. Even though they said he's probable, I get it. But I didn't think he was going to play tonight just based off of how he looked. I think they're saving him, for that. I thought they were going to save him for the Philly game and for the Utah game, where you're definitely going to need some big men in that one. And it worked out that way for them. But, yeah, man, he caught some difficult lobs from Dragic, who threw him one bad lob. That's only bad when I saw. It was just real slow. You know what I'm saying? And Derrick was already like in flight mode when he was thinking about throwing.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm already up here. Guys, no? All right. But I thought he played great. I really did. Even in 12 minutes, like you said, the 8 points and the 2 rebounds and the block. But he was solid, man. Got a nice and one at the line as well on one of those alley-oops. Finished with the right hand and the left hand as well on that. That's not easy to do on those oops, man, when you're being guarded like that. So I know Derrick Jones Jr. and I like the fact, Matt, that he has kind of played himself into the good graces of Billy Donovan, because all I think about is when he first got here and how he wasn't playing at all. And we couldn't understand why.
Right.
We were like,
Yeah.
why isn't Derrick Jones Jr. playing? It didn't make it, but now it's like it's just common, you know what I'm saying, to see him out there now, and that's great to see.
It is. And it's interesting. We were talking about Drummond in our pregame injury report, rundown, and it sounds per Billy Donovan. I think I saw this from Casey on Twitter, and maybe we can get Will's further context when he joins us in a little bit. Drummond was active, as we said in pregame. It wasn't a mistake, and he wasn't out with an injury tonight with that shoulder. It was a DNP. Billy said he was going with matchups, and that's why Drummond didn't play tonight. But, Derrick Jones Jr. gave that team good minutes.
Yeah, no, giving Drummond extra time is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, man, because, again, they're going to need him these next 2 games for sure.
All right, Joe, I know we got a few more Super Chats we haven't gotten to yet. What's going on in Super Chat land?
Super Chat land!
AK, the biggest fan, says, in
AK.
3 days, Bulls went from tears of agony to tears of joy. Streakbuster Bulls get a win.
Boom.
Thanks for always hanging
Heart
out.
attack of relief, baby.
AK also said, do we think both Zach and DeMar are willing to play this style of team basketball as an identity, the balanced shots, defensive rotations, boxing out, controlling tempo, taking advantage of mismatch?
That's a really good question,
That
AK.
is a good question, yeah.
Because I think they put it up there on the broadcast. It was like early, mid-fourth quarter, and Zach nor DeMar had scored yet in the second half at all. And it's like, okay, well, if the Bulls have nights where they can get enough offensive production for a quarter or for a quarter and a half without either of those guys being the ones putting the ball in the basket, great.
Yeah.
Because that means your team has more options.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them have an issue with this kind of balance. My guess would be if it ends in a win, then there is no issue.
Boom.
If it's, okay, DeMar took the last shot, or maybe Zach should have taken the last shot, and it's a loss, as we've talked about the previous 2 post games, then is when you start getting into dicey situations. Does Zach question his role on this team? Is DeMar too selfish with the ball late in the game?
Yeah.
If it's wins, it's wins.
Yeah. That's what they're about. Those 2 guys want to win, period, and point blank. And also, Matt, I think it has to be visual to them. And what I mean by that is they have to see that somebody else has it going like that. Like tonight, they saw Patrick Williams had it going. So it was okay for them to kind of fall back a little bit. You saw DeMar pick his spots a little bit differently. He was like, no, I'll take these spots here. No, this is what I usually do it towards the end of the third. Okay, we're ready to do it in the fourth. Here I go. And you saw just Zach kind of just chill completely, which was fine. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it like he was just like, I don't care. No, he was like, he read the game. He saw what was going on and tried to impact it in other ways, which is always awesome. But I think that's what they have to do. Like, and when I say that, I mean, they have to look up at the scoreboard and see that they're winning and then see that there's a guy scoring. And so it's okay. Because if the game is close, and the guys, you know what I'm saying, even though the ball might be moving, the tempo might be nice, the rhythm might be cool, if it's a 2-point game, their instinct is, okay, we got to get this lead up, give me the damn ball. That's going to be the instinct. So I think we're going to watch for that instead. But yeah, they want to win, dog. Like, they want to win. They got to have these W's. They know what this losing feels like, and we all do too. It don't feel damn good at all. So getting a W, even though you didn't have all the shots you wanted and all the points, yada, 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 it don't matter, man. They trying to get these W's.
That is indeed accurate. Do we have any other Super Chats, Joe? That we haven't gotten to
yes,
yet?
we do.
Let's
Adsy
go.
says, huge fan from Australia. Love that.
What up,
my man.
Adsy?
What's up, mate? Was in Chicago last year and saw us get smacked at home against the Nets and the Warriors. Refreshing to see us win against the elite.
Yes, it is.
You'll have to
Adsy.
come back for another visit sometime.
Yeah, come back
and
with Mark
try
Lee.
again.
Yeah.
Come say hi to us while you're at it. I also saw Adsy asked an interesting question in a different comment saying, can we carry this form into Philly and finally beat that arrogant behemoth of Joel Embiid? Arrogant behemoth is kind of rough.
That is rough.
He is a behemoth. He's a large man.
If he's arrogant, he's earned it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Your NBA December Player of the Month.
Scored 50
I'm
twice.
Pretty sure he averaged 39, 14, and 5 in December.
Dumb like that. The man
like
is
dumb.
He scored 50 twice this season, dog. He had 59. Like, come on, man. Like, no. The dude is special, all right? And he's never lost. So, of course, you would be arrogant if you never lost. You ain't lost a game to the Bulls, I'd be arrogant too. So, we'll see if that trend continues. But you mentioned that maybe he doesn't even play in that game because he sat out the most recent game for them. So maybe he's not out there. But whether he's been out there or not, as long as he's been on Philadelphia, they have beaten the Chicago Bulls. So I hope they carry that in to this next game, man. And I hope they know this, honestly. I hope they know that he has never lost against them. I hope they keep that in mind, same way I put in mind of Zach LaVine that he had never won 4 games in a row. I hope they're putting that in his mind. They got that shit out the way the first 4 games of the season, all right? So I want that in their mind, that they've never beaten this team, and they got to have this win because it's time to make up for some of those terrible, terrible losses, man. They still got time to get there.
Yeah. speaking of, McBaconator, our guy with the super chat, saying, I would just like to say I hate this team, which I assume is McBaconator being absolutely enraged and befuddled.
Yes, he said this right at the beginning. About
yet another game where the Bulls beat one of the best teams in the East, 6-1, as we mentioned at the top of postgame, and yet have all these losses to sub-500 teams, have bad losses in winnable games, including a couple of those against the Cavs recently.
Yes.
It is infuriating. Like, I think a lot of people came into tonight being like, well, of course they're going to beat the Nets because this team is circling the drain and nothing makes sense and everybody's mad at everything. So, of course, they're going to beat the Nets.
Yeah.
It's wildly frustrating. And I don't have an answer. Do you have an answer?
No, I don't. I don't have an answer at all.
Cool.
I just need them to get more and more of these wins and get these W's, man. And the Nets, they match up well against because the Bulls are a small ball team.
Yeah.
So they match up well against that kind of squad. But, man, dude, they've got to just string them together. Maybe the answer is let's just, play these top teams in the East a little bit more and see if we get more W's against them. Because, like I said a couple days ago, they got the second easiest schedule in the league going forward now. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I have no idea, but hopefully we see more Charlottes and I see more Detroits on the schedule, and that would make me feel a little bit better because they can get those W's there.
Or can they?
Or they can beat those teams. Notice I didn't say Orlando.
Right, yeah.
Notice I didn't say Atlanta. I don't want to say those teams.
That's too tricky.
That's too tricky, man.
One more super chat here from Hayes. I'll let you guys read that one.
Hayes Watkins saying, this team is as confusing as the pizzazz is scalding hot. That is true. That is very true.
Don't touch it.
If this Bulls season were a pizza cooker, I would have third-degree burns all over my body.
Yeah, well, again, stop touching the pizzazz when it's on and it's hot. It will cool itself off when it turns itself off, ladies and gentlemen. Like, just, come on, let common sense prevail. But that's this team. You want common sense to prevail, but nothing about this is common sense. You're like, oh, common sense tells you they should go destroy Orlando. Oh, we're going to lose that? Oh, common sense tells you they should destroy the Rockets. Oh, we're going to lose that one? Oh, well, common sense tells you, man, they're going to lose to Milwaukee. Oh, they whooped their ass? It's nothing common, no common sense about the team, man. But however they get there, they've got to get back to 500. However they get there, with, losing to these bum teams and beating these great teams, however they do it, they have got to get back there, and they have time to do it. And I do like the fact that it feels like they've started gelling in the past few weeks, like understanding everybody, where everybody likes it, their rotations. We talked about earlier about Ayo finding out, where he belongs in there. Hopefully this game triggers Patrick Williams to let him know where he belongs, which is anywhere he wants to be. You can do whatever you want, Patrick Williams. They will allow it because they are looking at you to be that dude. It is okay to do whatever you want to do. Please. There was one three that he hit that me and Joey at the same time like, yeah, he hesitated on that one. We were like, why you hesitate? Why you hesitate on that one? But he hesitated.
I think
it was the first one he hit.
Or the catch and shoot he had in transition where we were like, and he didn't hesitate. We were like, yes. That's the one he drew a foul on.
Yes.
And then sank all three free throws.
Oh, Trey of them things.
Come on, Pat.
Good things happen when you don't hesitate. Remember that in life, kids. Good things happen when you don't hesitate.
Ryan, our guy Ryan in the comments saying, ride that roller coaster, Pat. Yes. The roller coaster of life.
Whee!
The roller coaster of being aggressive on a damn basketball court.
That's right. Do that, Pat. Get mad at these bums out here, man.
Do that.
Take them out.
Do that.
Tried to go dunk on them.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Can I say something? Will Keys, you're in the comments. You're upset that I'm talking bad about Kyrie. It sounds personal. Say it to his face. Yeah, I would say it to his face. If you're upset that we have opinions about Kyrie during a game that he played in and you think we're going out and being personal and slandering him, consider how I felt when he made comments insinuating that the Holocaust was made up and didn't happen. You are eggplant bicycle for Kyrie right now, buddy, and that's embarrassing.
Eggplant bicycle.
Eggplant bicycle for
that should
somebody
be
that's eggplant bicycle for Hitler. So
that should be a shirt for you, sir. Eggplant bicycle should be a new shirt. out here.
Sorry,
I feel like
just I don't care. You want to talk about it? We're not going to talk about it anymore. But that's
Dude, no.
That's
I'm
whatever,
glad
dude.
you stepped. I hadn't noticed that exchange going on in the comments. I'm glad you stepped in and said something. Yeah, no, I clearly have not held my disdain for Kyrie and kept it any secret. Dude says lots of wild things. The most recent wild thing he said was insensitive and offensive as hell. It's annoying to give him that attention, other than to make a joke about it.
Wait, did somebody ask me to be P. Wheel's motivational speaker? Did I see that?
Yes, that's Laura. She asked
Oh my
you.
gosh, I
she
would
says,
love that.
Big Dave, can you get hired to go around all day and scream at P. Will motivating things so it sticks?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that all damn day long when you need it. Let me know. Matter of fact, I want Dalen Terry there because I want Dalen to hear it too. So when next year starts, he can start screaming these things at people, man.
I've got a Matt Foley outfit if you need to borrow it.
Of course you do. I'm a motivational speaker.
It's hard to average 20 points a game when you're living in a van down by the river.
He has practiced this many a day.
I'm deaf now.
Do you even know? You know what that is, though, right, Joey?
Yeah, that's Chris Farley.
Just making sure. I'm just making sure, bro. Just making sure. I'm pretty sure he on that. Yes. I can do that. I can go do that. I would do that for you. Anybody who needs me to yell motivational things at them, I got your back. Let me know. I will happily say it to you, man. I do it all the time. Matt gets it even when he doesn't even want it.
True story. We got to take another break here. Hopefully we'll hear from the GOAT on the other side of the break. Hit that thumbs up button while we're reading y'all some ads. Big Dave.
Yo. Joey.
Big Dave, they never understood.
They never get it, Joey. They just don't get it.
Never understood.
They just don't get it. Why don't they get it? Oh, Shady Rays was upset. Said, why? My mama, why? Why are these sunglasses so expensive? So Shady Rays said, we're going to set out to change some things. They said, we are going to give you those premium polarized shades featuring that world-class optical clarity, that sustainable durability, and styles cater to everyone in every lifestyle. Yes, that is Shady Rays, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got to break the bank to get your quality sunglasses in the fall, winter, spring, whenever. Shady Rays has got you covered. Also, see this man right here looking cool right there? Those are Shady Rays on his face. He's got a protection plan named after him. It's called the Matt Peck Lost and Broken Replacements Plan. Whereas, if his glasses on that hat that he just tossed right there into the hat graveyard that was in full effect the other day, if you had saw that, congratulations. If you lose or you break those shades, day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No questions asked, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Shady Rays provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed and have donated over 20 million meals to date. All right? That is amazing stuff. So, exclusively for you beautiful listeners out there, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use that code CHGO for 50% off of 2 or more pairs at ShadyRays.com. That's about one, get one free. What they call that, Shade Peck?
BOGO.
That's a BOGO for the Lolo. For the Fofo. For show. Redeem only at ShadyRays.com where you can find all their newest and best shades because the Shady Rays or the Rays are just, so damn shady.
So damn shady.
So damn shady.
Ugh. You know what else is shady?
What's that?
Chicago in the wintertime.
Got that right.
Sun doesn't shine a lot this time of year. You know, you need to keep warm. What better way to keep warm with the amazing products available in all kinds of styles, repping all of your Chicago teams at Foco.com. Chicago, you've got the best coverage for your favorite Chicago sports teams. That's CHGO. So get fitted out with the best sports gear around.
Yes.
Foco has you covered from Soldier Field to the Madhouse, the living room to the bar, north side to the south side. Get decked out with hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. The leaders in sports, merch, and collectibles, Foco. If you're looking for the perfect gift for the football fan in your life, the holiday might be over, but the playoffs are right around the corner.
Right there.
You need new swag for the NFL playoff push.
Yeah, you do.
Get it for you or a friend or a loved one at Foco.com. And if you go to Foco.com right now, that's FOCO.com, Click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, when you check out with promo code CHGO, you will get 10% off your order.
10 of them things.
10% off all non-presale items with promo code CHGO
I dig it.
at FOCO.com.
FOCO.com. Is it time, Matt?
I
Time
hope
to
so.
hand that out?
I think it is.
Is it time to hand that out?
I think it is. It's a W.
It
We
is
are
a
in the
W.
winner's lounge.
It is a W.
You know
We're
what
in the
happens.
lounge. So you know what happens. It is time.
Glad I called that guy.
Allow me the pleasure of introducing you to Blade Laser.
Blazer.
Goon of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I like coming into the show to do it and just see people automatically before we even start the show talking about Goon of the night.
Who's it going to be?
I love it.
People want to know, Dave.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love that
if
y'all
you
love
give
it.
a mouse a cookie,
Yes.
it's going to want to know who the goon of the night is.
That's Peck Logic, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Oh, man, Matt, sir, who is your Goon of the night, sir?
Well, I was singing his praises earlier, and I think I'm going to go with Derek Jones Jr.
Ooh.
I just really liked the minutes that he gave this team.
Okay.
We've seen Billy kind of go back and forth, and obviously some nights it's matchup dependent on who's getting minutes behind Vooch. Is it Drummond? Is it Derek Jones Jr.? Tonight, Billy went Derek Jones Jr., and I think it was the right call because his athleticism on the defensive end and his ridiculous acrobatic finishes, rim rolling on the offensive end were both key to this game and the Bulls maintaining control of this game. And the ridiculous completion he had on that 1-and-1 lob, that is goon shit. That is difficult goon shit. And so he gets my vote tonight.
You know what else was? That block.
Woo!
That block was some super goon shit right there. That was amazing stuff. Joey, do you have, sir, a Goon of the night? Take your time.
It's tough.
I know it is.
It's really tough tonight. Like, Io's a great pick. Pat's such a good pick, too.
That's a good pick.
Pat's such a good pick. I
Interesting.
guess I got to go with Pat because
Oh, okay.
aggressive Pat taking on the hardest assignment maybe in the league.
Oh, that's a good point.
And
That's a good
I just,
point.
I think it was an impressive night for him.
That's a very good point there, Joseph. Also, trying to end, like I said, end the life of one of their players by dunking all over them. He did that as well. Goon of the night, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Marquez. You're right again, baby. Ayo DeSumo!
Oh, Mark got it right.
Mark, we on the same page. That's two, Mark. You got two of them. Congratulations. Yes, Ayo DeSumo. When you block Kevin Durant and you are a guard and not just block him, but pin that shit right up against the backboard. That is Kevin Durant, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to the Hall of Damn Fame. He ain't no kind of joke. He dropped 44, but he ain't get 46. You know why? Because Ayo pinned that up against the board and said, no, sir, you cannot have any of this tonight. So Ayo DeSumo, sir, the warden, the W right here stands for warden. This is for you, sir. I am a warden, the warden. Oh, you like that? That's all good right there, what I just did. Proud of myself. Going to the night, Ayo DeSumo.
Love that.
Thank you, sir.
Love that.
Yes.
He had a great game.
He did.
Absolutely had a great game.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was joy to watch. It really was.
My
He
goodness.
is so
All right,
much fun.
so I mean, honestly, what to expect now? We briefly mentioned the fact that the Bulls have the Sixers on deck here. May or may not be with Joel Embiid, who has been balling out but sat out their game tonight with a foot soreness. I saw.
Okay.
So it like nothing that so far has sounded like it would be a multiple game absence, but if he is out, I mean, you assume that benefits the Bulls. However, the Sixers offense without Embiid tonight looked pretty darn good. Yeah, they went to OT with Indiana, ended up winning 129-126.
Ooh.
But, without Embiid, the ball was moving around. They got big contributions from some of their other key guys. Do the Bulls, what kind of confidence do the Bulls need to have, and can they have in themselves coming into this game against this team that they just have not figured out how to beat in years?
They need to not play the hero ball. And I think the way that they played tonight and the way they played, honestly, against Cleveland, especially in that first half of the last game, is what they need to do more of. And plus, we also need to see what Caruso's deal is going to be. I need to know is he okay? You know what I mean? He went out very, very
Did
early.
not return with what the Bulls PR called a sprained ankle.
Yeah, that's never fun.
Red flag.
That's never fun at all. Never fun at all. So hopefully he can get over that, and we can get him back out there because he's vitally important. So, but yeah, man, like James Harden has found his groove, like we thought he would, and Tyrese Maxey. When you don't have Embiid on the floor, that's when Maxey kind of is like, okay, bet. Now I can go just shoot all day long. I got the green light, and he can score. That dude can definitely score, man. PJ Tucker has been weird because he's not been scoring, but he's still
had
impactful.
0 points tonight.
Okay, boom, right there.
Gooser.
There it is. So he hasn't been scoring, but he is still impactful, and he's still a dude you got to kind of worry about. You know what I mean? Even though it's his score, you're still like, well, he's on the baseline, right? Uh-oh. Got to worry about it. But, yeah, man, like they have been playing well. They have found their rhythm and have been playing much, much better. Montrezl Harrell is back. I see he had 19 and 5 off the bench, which is ridiculous, man. So, Gorgie Yang, he was playing well. Yang plays well. And Furkan Korkmaz, Bulls killer, Furkan Korkmaz. Always somebody the Bulls have to worry about. So they play them well because they play defense very well and they share the ball and they can actually shoot. And they have Joel Embiid. But like you said, even when he's not playing, they had Tony Bradley go crazy against the Bulls. I'll never forget that. That dude didn't miss a shot against the Bulls. He went crazy. So, yeah, they'll have their hands full is the bottom line. But hopefully they can take what they have done in these past few weeks as far as what they've done offensively as a team and defensively what they've done. Hopefully they can take those things and apply it to this next game against Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting the Bulls to, put forth an effort and maybe even win this game tonight because that's classic Bulls.
Yeah.
They let you down. Then the next day they say, not so fast. We can play basketball. So now it's like, okay, can they keep that together from this game until Friday against another quality opponent? 7 players in double figures with no Embiid tonight for the Sixers. Like, it's going to be tough to beat that team.
Yeah, they're tough, man.
Are the Bulls going to lay an egg because they feel good about themselves because they just beat the Nets?
Yeah.
Because anytime this Bulls team this season comes close to something to be considered even the outskirts of an accomplishment, a modest accomplishment, the next game out, they lay a freaking egg.
Yeah, it's true.
When are we going to see that trend stop? When are we going to see that trend change? And instead of, like, doing a 180 on an impressive performance like this and laying another egg, actually building on it.
Yeah.
Because we've asked that question a million times. Well, not a million times. How many wins do the Bulls have? 17, 18? After every one of them. Can they build off of this?
Yeah.
And it seems like every time so far this season, other than that brief 3-game winning streak they had around the holidays, the answer's been no.
It's true. And that's their only 3-game winning streak of the season as well. So, yeah, man, it's just been awfully tough for the Bulls, to get on track. But, again, like I'm saying, they're playing good teams now. Their record is good against these good teams, man. So, hopefully they get to it, man. There he is. Is that the logo?
Oh, it's Go Talk time. Hey, by the way, Nicola's N in the comments. No comment. Interpret that as you will. What's going on? William, the Goat Gottlieb, joins us from the United Center. Follow him on Twitter at Will_Gottlieb. Yeah. What's up, William? Classic Bulls.
I like that you just said, is that the logo? I feel like Jerry West. You can call me the logo from now on.
So, yeah, this is the result you expected tonight, right? Just as we all start to once again assume that the Bulls are dead and terrible and can't play basketball, they beat the hottest team in the NBA.
They listening, Joe.
I have to credit Nick Friedel, who's sitting over there doing his work. He called it. He said Bulls are going to win this game. The Nets streak is going to be over, and it is just such a Bull. Like, this season has just been full of this exact games that they're not supposed to win. They're not going to win, but sometimes they just win these stupid games, and that's kind of what happened.
No, let me bring you down from this joy. Right quick, Will. I don't want it to get all over the place
here. I
here.
think it's hilarious.
Yeah, let me bring you down. Patrick Williams in this game, sir. This is the best game we've seen him play this year. Maybe your best game, period. You can argue. Forget the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because nobody was out there.
Didn't count.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But for the way he played tonight, 22 points and the 7 rebounds, and was getting it done from the start of the game. What did you see differently from him up close?
Well, I've seen it the last couple games. It just seems like there's more of an emphasis to get him, not necessarily like drawing up plays for him early in games, but just to, put him in the flow of the offense to where he can make a read. And if that read is to go to the basket, great. If not, he can make a play out of it. Like we've seen some of the passes that he can make, but just like touching the ball where it's not just stand in the corner and wait, for somebody to kick it out to you. So I kind of asked Billy about that after the game, and he said, like, yes, Patrick has been in those situations a little bit more. I think it's by design, but it's not like, all right, Patrick, this play is drawn up for you. We're going to give you the ball. When you get the ball, you're going to shoot the ball, and that's how the play is going to go. Like Billy said, he does not subscribe to that, and I think that's like a good way to look at it. But I also think putting him more in situations where he can touch the ball, even if it's not a shot, just like getting a ball, making the pass to the next play, I think that's really important for him as he kind of navigates his way playing alongside these super ball dominant, former All-Stars.
Speaking of the younger guys on this team stepping up, Will, our guy Io had a heck of a game as well. One of all 5 Bulls starters, double figure, 17. We were talking before you joined us about how it seemed like in this recent stretch of games, other than his catch the defense sleeping transition layups by himself, which are great and fun to see and impressive, he hadn't really been in the rhythm of this offense. It seemed like he was more in the rhythm of the offense as a team and their half-court offense tonight, finding ways to score, facilitate when he could. What did you make of Io's game?
Yeah, he kind of carried him in the second half. I mean, I saw at one point Casey tweeted that the Zach and DeMar had like 3 combined points through a quarter and a half of the second half. DeMar kind of got going late, but Vooch too, like, wasn't really producing very much in the way of points in the second half. It was really a lot of Patrick and a lot of Io. And I mean, that's great to see. Like, that's the kind of thing that we talk about when we're, asking for randomness and sustainability within the offense, is like generating shots and points without falling back on DeMar mid-range jumpers, which obviously you go to late in games because that's the best option. But yeah, I mean, these guys are creating stuff through defense. Like, Io was fantastic playing basically rim protector, getting steals, getting tip-aways, and then getting out in transition. I thought his game, as he always does a really good job of this, but like catching and attacking on the move, it's just like catching defense off guard and just getting all the way to the rim. And then the jump shot was falling a little bit. So he's had, I think, back-to-back 17-point games. Is that right? So he's just looking a lot more confident. And with young players in general, they're going to have games where they get super hot. They're going to have stretches where they're looking really good. And then there's going to be times where they taper off a little bit. And I think we started on a high with Io. It, went down a little bit, and now we're starting to creep back up. And so hopefully he can put together a stretch here, and the Bulls can put together a stretch here where they're looking a little bit better.
Will, you are the resident king of the small ball here at CHGO. And the Bulls definitely did a lot of that tonight, especially because it was the matchup against the Nets, who don't have a lot of size. Are the Bulls at their best when they're playing that small ball lineup, or is it still and I'm speaking of the bench, or is it still when Drummond and a guy like that is out there?
I think it's pretty matchup based. Billy kind of said as much after the game. He didn't want to go to Drummond too much just because the Nets go to that small lineup with Ben Simmons at the 5. And so that's why Derek Jones played. Derek Jones, by the way, had a couple of really nice blocks. Like, I just thought he played very well. And that's just another added dynamic that you can go to with this pretty deep bench. Obviously, Caruso went out, and, there have been some injuries. Javante didn't play, but to have different options like that, I think, is really important. Vooch also, I thought, just, talking about small ball, he really took advantage of it. I thought he posted up Ben Simmons and scored a ton on him, and really exploited the fact that he's really more of a perimeter defender than a rim protector. So I think it's just a nice dynamic to be able to go to. I think he used it matchup based, and against the Sixers, I'm sure that will be heavy Drummond minutes.
Yeah, very true.
William, You were not here with us for pregame when we made an announcement. I need to get your 2 cents now that it is officially official. We have told the people out there in Bulls Nation, we are going to Paris, people. I have a small bone to pick with Will, however, because in our Bulls Slack channel, we were talking about this trip and we were talking about our accommodations while we're there.
I know where we're going. Okay.
And Will, I got to call you out in front of our viewers. You didn't want to share a room with me? Didn't want to share a bed with me? Don't want a spoon with me? What's the matter? I thought you were my special boy.
I think that there is the reason why. I am not your special boy. That answered the question. Also, by the way, you two are just so quick with it. All right, so this is how it went down. Dave threw in our Slack channel that this is the Airbnb we're going to. And oh, by the way, I call the one single room and the single bed. And I was like, what? I respect it, but I'm trying to have my own room. And same thing with the flights. We got our tickets, and then all of a sudden, Dave and Matt had just upgraded to the 2 most spacious seats on the plane, and the only ones remaining, and I'm stuck in the back.
Slow down.
That's just
We didn't do that.
Slow down. We did not do that.
Truth.
We did not do. First of all, let me get the first part of that. Sir, you know what I have to deal with, sir. That's the only reason I called that single room right there, because of what I have to deal with my mom
I was
and things.
not disappointed. I respect it.
That was the reason. That's the main reason for it. Because you know me, Will, I would have been like, I'm just gonna get a hotel room and just do it like that if I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's other more important things going on outside of CHGO. So that's the only reason I was on that like that.
I respect it.
The second part though, about the seat. We ain't had nothing to do with that, bro. We had nothing to do with that at all. That's how it was given to us.
Up. That's my truth.
That's your truth. Well, your truth is a lie, and I don't want you to live in a lie. I don't want you living a lie, brother. We had nothing to do with it.
We can build some continuity on the trip.
Yeah, you really hurt Peck, though. Peck was very, very hurt by this, man.
Peck, you know I love you.
I know you do. I just thought we had something special when we shared a room in Vegas, and I thought, okay, here we go, round 2. And Will was
here's the thing. I wanted to give somebody else the chance to bond with you in that way.
Yeah.
to be your special boy.
Sure. Well, nevertheless, we are all very excited about our upcoming Paris trip. Will,
I'm
you
excited.
can sleep on the floor if you don't want to share a room.
Many croissants.
Oh my gosh, all the croissants.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna like drink a lot of red wine between now and when we leave, so I can gear up for it.
We should go to a winery.
Yeah, I'm down. Before we let you go, real quick, looking ahead to the Sixers game, we were talking about it before you hopped on. What do you expect from this Bulls team? Do you expect a letdown, or do you think that they can finally build off a quality win for the first time this season?
I have come to the conclusion that I can no longer expect anything. You just can't do it. So I don't know. Also, is Embiid playing? I've heard conflicting reports.
Yeah, conflicting reports. Yeah, that's what we're hearing the same. We know he didn't play this one, so we don't know.
I feel like they would win if he played, but lose if he didn't. Because that's like the most backwards, obvious answer.
Sounds right.
I'll probably get let down either way.
And as long as your letdown leads to a Bulls win, I will take it. I will absolutely take it, sir.
Done deal.
Yes, my man, dog. They got to get this. We got to get the victory, man.
Have to
get this victory.
Have to. Would be extra special if they did so with Embiid on the floor.
Sure.
Because that would break. If the Bulls broke a Nets winning streak tonight, can they break their own losing streak of forever against Joel Embiid?
Forever.
Literally forever. Against Joel Embiid.
Since he's been in the league.
Everybody, make sure you're reading everything Will's writing for us at allchgo.com. Plus, of course, following him on Twitter for all of his Insider Bulls updates, Will_Gottlieb. We are out of time. We will be back Friday for pregame, front half of a Bulls back-to-back over the weekend. Bulls Sixers Friday night. For Will and Joey and Big Dave, who is at BowBWL Sports, I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck on Twitter. We are CHGO_Bulls. And we are going
_Gottlieb. Joey, what are you?
At Joey Spathis, baby.
Thank you very much.
correct.
The race to 1K continues.
Race to 1K.
It does.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight, Bulls Nation. We appreciate you. We love you. Hit that thumbs up button before you head out of here. We will talk to you on Friday. See Red be good. Way to go, Pat and I-O.